Thank you guys so much for coming out. Some guy's doing the hand signal over there. That guy's showing respect. I like it. One more time for Bob and Hannah. Make it loud for them. Warming you guys up. This is my first time here. This is the most well-illuminated comedy club I have ever been to in my entire life. I feel like the stage lights are on in reverse. I can see everyone's face all the way to the back. Wow, this feels like the 80s. I love this. I feel like we're at an evening at the Improv taping in 1989. Everything's glowing. This feels like the nicest Chipotle I've ever been to. This is amazing. Look at all the lights and the colors. Whoa. Sorry, I've been microdosing shrooms, and this is a lot. It's supposed to boost your mood, but you're not supposed to have this much color right in your face. You're like, whoa, all right. Oh, wearing sunglasses for the next set. Thank you guys so much for coming out, man. This is great. We're here. We're doing it. And I believe we're in Albuquerque, but it might also be Bernardillo. But it could also be Santa Ana Pueblo. So I don't know. And then someone threw a fourth one at me, and they're like, it could also be Rio Rancho. Will you guys make up your mind? There's nothing but space out there, all right? You guys are being real nitpicky over nothing but space. Oh, yeah, you can't do that here. Now, in Rio Rancho, you could get away with that, but not in my jurisdiction. I like Albuquerque. I like it. It can never spell it right. It's every once in a while I'll try to tweet about it, and I'm like, I'm not even gonna try. I'll just do the airport code. I can do that one. And that airport's been there back when. That feels like it used to be a bus station. Like that was before wheelie bags. They have tile brick floors or something. I love it. That was back when people carried their bags like men, but now everything's on wheels, so it's just da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And you're like, man, update that airport floor. And it's an interesting group. Like, I'm shocked how normal everyone looks in this audience. Because my flight in here, I flew in from New York, but I connected in Atlanta. And I was just watching people board. I'm like, where are we going? We had one of everybody. That thing was like a Noah's Ark out here. We had Amish people. We had farmers. There was a little person with a cowboy hat for no reason. There's a guy barely wearing a shirt. And it was just everybody and nobody. And then I got here early, and I was just walking around the casino before you guys showed up, and it's a motley crew out there, I'll tell you. Everyone looks like they just got out of physical therapy out there, just wearing knee braces on the outside of their jeans. Well, that's healing well, I can tell. That's a level of I don't care that I really hope to get to someday. Just put the knee brace on the outside of my jeans, all right? I want people to know. Make some way. I'm coming, you know? It's nice. It's good. Got prepped up, got a haircut yesterday. And thank you. It's not what I asked for, but it's what I got. I don't know what it is. I gave clear instructions. Clear what I wanted. And then he just gave me the haircut he has. That's happened to me so many times. Like, so many times I give him clear instructions, and at the end, we're both looking in the mirror, and I'm like, well, that looks familiar, doesn't it? That's the one you went for, huh? And you can't even complain, because then you're saying his haircut sucks. So then it's uncomfortable. You put all this grease in there? I had to wash it out. I'm not that guy. I'm not you know? That doesn't work for me. You have to have the right attitude. That's why there's so many different hairstyles. It has to match your personality. You can't just come in like John Travolta if you don't have, you know? I don't have the confidence for that. You can't have grease, slick back hair, and then just come in, slump shoulders. Those guys don't get sad, you know? But no, I've been having a great couple weeks because I have been microdosing the shrooms, as I've been saying. Just a little bit. If you don't know, microdosing shrooms, that's antidepressants for people without health insurance. It's prescribed by the internet, and dosage recommendation on the back of the box of chocolates. Take 1 square a day for 4 days, and then stop for 3 days, and then it says start again, and then it just trails, it ends. That's the end. And I'm like, forever? Like, how long? But it works, because there's a lot that's happened the last few weeks, and I don't care. I'm just kind of watching it like, whoa. Like last week, I watched the Republican National Convention. I was like, this is amazing. My wife was mortified. I'm like, is that Hulk Hogan? It was Hulk Hogan, then Kid Rock came out. I'm like, who booked this? Middle school me? This is everyone I loved when I was 12. I watched the whole thing for 2 hours. And I'm like, when did they start airing the county fair? Like, that's what it looked like. Hogan came out, then Kid Rock, then they did a pan of the audience. I swear I saw a guy eating a turkey leg. And I'm like, this is fun, dude. I was into it, man. It's been wild. It's been a wild couple weeks, so I'm happy for the shrooms. I am. Trump with the ear. They tried to kill Trump. They only got him in the ear, and whether you like him or not, his reaction, that's not how I would have reacted. I will give him that. That dude got up. Ah! That would have not been my reaction. Yeah! And then running. I would have ran off that stage. The video would be Secret Service people chasing me as I'm like, what was that? God, can you imagine? I've never been shot, all right? But I know he got grazed, but I imagine that burns. That has to burn. I've never been clipped in the ear, but I have been flicked once, and it was hot for hours. You ever get flicked in the ear? Some bully in middle school for 2 periods. You're like, it's still tingling. I got to watch the Secret Service people, you know? And we always thought they were like, we got to watch them, and they're like, oh, they're just regular people like us. You know, because you just assume they're in the suits with the and they're like, oh, they're so highly trained. And then you see it, you're like, oh. Oh, you're just a human like me. Like, we're all trained for whatever job we do, but sometimes we show up and we're like, what? And that's what they did. Huh? That town had 2 roofs. That entire town had 2 roofs. This is in the far middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania. And they're like, all right, we'll put a sniper on that roof. What about that other roof? Come on. Come on, dude. Don't make me get the other tripod out of the car. We're good. Leave me alone, dude. And I get it, man. Because I assume all those, they're about my age. I'm 37. They're probably like young, maybe even younger, because they need to be able-bodied. They got to run and do action-y stuff. And there's been no attempts on a president or a former president since like Reagan. That's 40 years ago. That's before a lot of those Secret Service people were born. So like, yeah, they trained for the job, but it's like, come on, you know? Nothing's ever happened. I was like putting myself in their shoes. Like they follow this guy around all the time. You know, he plays golf or something. They got to be around like, and they're doing the motions, but you know, inside they're like, all right, dude. And it's a farm. Like if the speech was like in New York City with a lot of buildings and millions of people, I'm sure they would be like, all right. But it's a farm. There's nothing out there. 2 roofs in that entire town. That town's a convertible. Everything else, no roofs. And they're like, what? Oh, and they all we got to see what the action plan is, which is group hug. Apparently they all just hugged him. And then he went, ah, and then, I don't know if you saw one of them put his hand in it, like to block his face, you know? That ought to do it right there. Can't shoot through that. That's a meat shovel, I'll tell you what. I just work on that gripper machine all day. You're not getting through this. This is a shovel of a hand. Oh, man. Pretty crazy. Yeah, wild, dude. It's been interesting, I'll say that. And Biden dropped out, and which is good. We're not going to get another one of those debates. I'll watch that one. And then I had to fly and do a show in Canada right after. And I don't know if you guys feel the way I do after that last debate, but I don't think other countries should be allowed to watch our debates. That's private, all right? That's for us. Those are our home movies. Why would they even watch? They don't even get to vote. That's for us. And Biden finally stepped down. And he took a while, because he's older. And I get it. A lot of people didn't get it. They're like, why won't he step down? He's clearly struggling, and he's older. He needs to rest. He should step down. And I get it, though, because I used to work at a retirement home. And for 4 years, I worked there 2 years in high school and 2 years after I graduated. And a lot of the elderly people didn't want to come in. You know, they don't want to leave their house. And that's what's going on with Biden. Like, all the Democrats are going there like his kids, like, come on, this is too much house for you. Just go to the home, they'll make you meals. They're like, no, I'm never leaving. But there's too many stairs. Like, it's... And then he finally stepped down. But yeah. It's hard. I guess it's hard. I guess we're divided. That's what they say. I always fight against that. For years, I've been like, we're not that divided. And the reason I thought we're not that divided is because I travel all over the country and I just see people and they're always giggling. And I'm like, we're doing all right. And then I realized I have a very skewed impression of the country. Because, yeah, usually people at a comedy club, pretty giggly, having a good time. I'm like, we're doing all right. This is fine. But I guess we are divided. We can't even agree that it's hot, you know? Like, if you go up to the wrong person, be like, man, it's hot. It's always been this temperature. And you're like, all right. Are you sure? That's what they want you to think. I'm like, all right, dude. Your Crocs are melting, but that's fine. It's all just Republican and Democrat, and we gotta choose Republican and Democrat. It's kind of like mom and dad, if you think about it. Isn't it? Republican and Democrat? Like one side's just really worried about the budget. Like, who the hell's gonna pay for this? And then the other side's like, come on! Let's go have some fun. Live a little. You know? But mom cares about what you say in the household. She wants you to be polite. We don't use that word in this household. And dad's cheap, but he'll let you cuss around him, you know? He likes a good off-color joke. Don't say that around your mother, but that's a good knee slapper right there. But now we're just so far apart. It's like mom and dad got a divorce, and they all just went off. Like, mom's now like a non-binary vegan who hates men, and dad joined the Klan and thinks the Earth is flat. And we're all in the middle, just trying to decide whose house we're going to for Christmas, you know? Kind of in a tight spot. Oh, man. But yeah, I'm just trying to take care of me. That's what I'm doing. I turned 37 this year, and I immediately started hurting myself. My body fell apart. I blew out the candles, and I went for a run, and I hurt my hip on my run. Like, I don't even know what the injury was. It's this hot pain right in the meat here. You know, like under the love handle, but above. I don't know what that's called. The filet mignon part. I don't. that flank. It hurts so bad. It's hot. And so I couldn't run anymore, so I went to the gym and I did the elliptical, and I hurt my calf on the elliptical, which that feels unfair. Like, that's why that machine was invented, to be low impact on your joint. It's supposed to be illegal to get hurt on the elliptical. You should be able to run into that thing and be like, oh, that's pretty rubbery. That wasn't that bad. But I hurt my calf, so now I'm I can't do anything. All I have left is the rowing machine, which I don't know if you've ever done the rowing machine, but you look like a psycho on that thing. Everyone else looks like they're doing regular exercises. Their doctor's like, hey, you need to be in better shape. Get on the elliptical, do the treadmill, little Stairmaster. But the rower, I just look like I'm down there planning something. I look like I'm like, oh, yeah. I'll push the boat out at midnight. That's what I'll do. And the body will already be in a duffel bag. And I'll bring weights to hold it down. No one will ever know. Look like a psychopath over there. And I'm just trying, man. It's slowly falling apart. I don't know. There are parts of it that I am happy about. Like, I finally started getting less erections, which I've been waiting for this moment since I was 12. All right? This thing's been the bane of my existence, okay? Just showing up at random times. Ah! And you're like, not now, dude. Trying to get my bag out of the overhead. Why don't you calm down? Thank you. I like the fellas that connect with that. It's the summer. We're wearing shorts and just, and you're like, all right, I guess we're not making this connection. Because I'm not standing up in this moment. Don't get me wrong, like, it all still works, but like when it's supposed to. Like, he doesn't come around unannounced anymore. He's like a polite neighbor. He shoots a text. He's like, hey, are we still watching the game? I'm like, get in here, buddy, you know? But he never just pops in like, oh, I saw your light was on, let's party. He's respectful, which is what I've been waiting for a very long time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. But yeah, I had a nice birthday. My wife took me out for a fancy dinner. It's too fancy of a dinner. It was a dinner that had a dress code. It was this restaurant that had a dress code. You had to wear a blazer to get in. I don't even own a blazer. And we didn't read the fine print, apparently, when we made that reservation. So I showed up, and I didn't dress like trash, by the way. I was wearing a nice button-down shirt. I hit all the buttons. Okay, I didn't get sloppy at the top. I hit all the buttons. I wore my nice shoes, and I went in, and the hostess at the counter was like, I'm sorry, we have a dress code. You have to wear a blazer to get into this restaurant. And for some reason, I just blurted out, I don't even own one. Like that was gonna smooth everything over. And they're like, oh, we had no idea an Uber ride wasn't gonna fix this problem. Just get on in here. But if you've never been to a restaurant like this, they have extra blazers there for idiots like me. Yeah, they're like, I was like, I don't even own one. They're like, oh, don't worry, we have extras here. And I'm like, oh, thank God. And she pulled out the biggest jacket I've ever seen. It looked like Andre the Giant's dinner jacket. And she draped it over me. Like the sleeve went down that far to my hand. It's just my fingers dancing out of the bottom. And I remember looking at her going, how is this better? How is this better than you just letting me wear my button-down shirt? I had to walk through the entire restaurant. I looked like a hooker that got caught in the rain. And some gentleman was like, oh, let me help you, young lady. And I'm like, oh, my God. And I had to walk through the entire restaurant. Our table was on the far end. This is how nice the restaurant was. Every server knew it was my birthday. So every person that walked by was like, happy birthday, happy birthday. So every table nearby was like, huh? And I'm like, don't look at me. I felt like a dog that just came back from the vet with like that cone of shame, you know? You're like, I need some privacy. What's up, everybody? Hey, all right, one more time for Jeremiah and Heath. Make it loud for him. I like it. I was just looking at the two of them, and I'm like, those are some interesting looking openers. I like the two of them together, they're just such characters. I feel like I'm Steve from Blue's Clues. And I'm in between Mr. Pepper and Mrs. Salt, and I'm like, where's Blue taking us now? I like them. They're characters. They're on different levels. And Heath's like that in the back, too. He's just kind of, hey, and then he's either not saying something or saying something real fast. And it's a good energy back there. There's Jeremiah. Yeah. We had a good... I love coming here. I've been coming to Spokane, I think, for 10 years. I always love coming to this town. Underrated, I'm going to say. All the attention goes over to the other side. It goes over to Seattle and all that stuff over there. It's pretty good out here, all right? Don't worry, I won't tell anybody. We'll keep it nice like this, you know? I don't want it overrun. But I've always enjoyed it because it's got nice buildings, but you guys aren't snooty about it. You guys have like nice restaurants, you have good stuff, you got a nice river, there's a big wagon, there's like stuff to go, you know? You guys got stuff, but you're not weird about it. Like, You go to other towns, they have nice stuff, and they're like, did you see our nice stuff? Like, they're very, you better dress up to see our nice stuff. But you guys are like, yeah, come hang, or not, I don't care. You know? It's a very, you're welcome to come, but if you don't worry, we don't care. It's a nice mixture of it. I like it. I like that this club shouldn't be a great club, but it is. Like, I don't know if you know how great clubs are supposed to be built, but it's supposed to be low ceilings, and everyone's in tight, and it's the exact opposite. This looks like they used to store Zoltan here or something. They used to store old tires, and they're like, yeah, I'll make a big cavernous comedy club with some weird wedding lights in the corner. And it works, and it shouldn't. And the only reason it does is because you guys are a great audience, so thank you. And I know, that comes off a little pandering, but I do mean it, because I remember the first time I walked in, I'm like, these shows can't be good. And then every time I went up, I'm like, these shows are really fun. I remember one of the first times I came to like headline here, the manager who no longer works here, I think it might have been because of that weekend. The club also owns the video game arcade place right next door, and afterwards he's like, let's go have some drinks, they're free. And I'm like, did you say free? And so we're there drinking for a very long time, and then at like 2 a.m, he's like, oh, I forgot to tell you, you gotta be on the news tomorrow. And I'm like, when? And he's like, 6 a.m. And I'm like, it's 2 now. And he's like, yeah, we should probably wrap it up. And it was one of the local, I don't know if it was ABC, but it was one of the local morning ones. And I had to go do it. And I wish I could tell you I was hungover. I was still drunk when it was too early. And he came and picked me up at the hotel. And I'm like, I don't think it's been enough time for you to be driving. Like, that wasn't that long ago. I didn't even go to sleep. He just dropped me off at the hotel, and I sat there. And I'm like, I think he meant like 2 days from now. He didn't mean now. And then he's like, I'm outside. And I'm like, he meant now. Wow. And I had to go do the morning news. And I'm just sweating Jameson. And it was so bad. And you know, morning news people, they wake up at like 2 in the morning, and they're all made up. And they're like, I already worked out, and I had orange juice. I already did my stocks. They just have the energy of like a preschool teacher, and I'm just coming in wearing my same clothes from the night before, flop sweat everywhere, just trying not to cuss because I'm still I got Jameson in the system, and I'm like, what? Hi. And I had to go on after just a classic morning news story. This happened, I'm going to say 2016-ish, somewhere around there. At that time, there was a rabid raccoon terrorizing the greater Spokane area. And so the news story before me, they're like, there's a rabid raccoon that had been breaking into people's homes. This is how good this raccoon was. It wasn't just messing with trash cans. It was getting in the house, messing things up, and then taking off. And they went so far as to do a police sketch of the raccoon. Not making any of that up. I remember being drunk going, I can't follow the raccoon. Dude, I can't. How the hell am I supposed to follow the rabid raccoon story? And then the drunk manager's like, I don't know, man. Good luck. And then he shoved me out there. And I don't know where that guy is, but I think he's doing good. I think he's doing better. But yeah, we had fun today. We went and played pickleball. Jeremiah and I went and played pickleball. That's fun. I don't know if you've ever played that. It's like, it's right in between tennis and ping pong. It's like, I don't want to play full-on tennis. It's a lot of running around. But I also want to be able to turn on my Apple Watch. And you can't do that for ping pong. You know, that's not enough steps. So pickleball's a nice in-between a game and a sport, you know. It's like if you added tackling to golf, you'd be like, all right, that's almost a sport now. Like that just went from game to sport now that you can tackle someone's blind side. Can you imagine that? Just teeing off? Just like, but you still have to be quiet. You're like, you can't yell. You gotta just silence, plow someone right in the spine. goofy visor goes flying. I'd watch golf then. Anyway, we went to go play pickleball. It was awesome. It was still pretty hard, quite honestly. And there was like there was like a jacked up couple on the next court over, and they were just like in too good a shape. You know that like CrossFit shape where like we work out in a gym with nothing. We just throw tires around and we climb the walls like Spider-Man. They don't even have a pull-up bar. There's just a ledge in the brick, and you're like, yeah, I do finger pull-ups. Every jar in my house is open, baby. Like these are. It was like one of the, and it was just me and Jeremiah, and we're playing, but we're like lobbing. We're having a friendly game, you know, and they're over there like there's a championship on the line. And then Jeremiah and are like, hey, good one. That was nice, you know. But that's how I like to play. I don't like to play sports with people that are too competitive, because I got another buddy, Dustin, and I played tennis with him once, and he's like competitive, you know. And I remember I thought we were just gonna lob it around, you know. And he just first shot, he just rips it like over my head, and I'm like, what? Why are you playing dirty, dude? Like what? And he's like, what are you talking about playing dirty? I'm like, you know, I'm not over there. Like, just hit it to me, dude. What are you making me run around for? I thought we were just slapping it around. What are we, in our 20s? Come on. Because that is what, now when I do like a sporty thing, I remember my injuries. Like that's what I did. I ran a little too much and I felt my knee go, hey, and I'm like, oh yeah. So the next time it came around, I was just like, that's your point. You know, like there's less like, and it's more like, ooh, yeah. Because I'm here in the cold. I grew up in San Diego. I'm used to warm weather, and the cold reminds you of all your injuries. Like, I got off the plane yesterday. I don't know what the temperature was. It was cold. It was like in the 40s or the 30s. It was enough to where my breath was visible. And as soon as I got off the plane, my left knee was like, oh, you remember that? And I'm like, oh, and I just had a limp out of nowhere. It reminded me of an injury that I didn't remember getting. Yeah, we had a good time. Played pickleball. Then we got a burger over at Zips. Went to Zips. Went to Zips. It was a good burger. We went to the wrong location. You know which one I'm talking about. Jeremiah just put it in his phone, and I'm like, this is it? And he's like, yeah, it's supposed to be the best. And it looked like they didn't want us in there. Like when we walked in, it looked like we interrupted a meeting that had nothing to do about Zips, you know? And they're like, what do you want? And I'm like, cheeseburgers. And we ate the burgers. The burgers were delicious. And I'm like, let's get the hell out of this neighborhood. This looks like a drop site. Like, let's get out of here. And then we were going back to the hotel, and we passed the good one. Like, the nice one, there's like families in there. There's kids giggling and coloring juicy burgers. And I'm like, why'd you take us to the methy one? What? That should be on the Google. Like, hey, dude, are you trying to order off menu? Because if you're not, you shouldn't be going to this one. All right, they'll sell you some dust on the side. Yeah, that was fun. I'm staying over at the Davenport, where that's where that very nice hotel. Too nice. I was in a robe. In the afternoon. That's a weird feeling, right? Just being in a robe in the afternoon. You're like, well, I'm done, right? And you're like, no, I gotta go to work. but I'm calling this work. But this is, you know, I had to take the robe off and put on real pants. And it's just not a good look. Like, every time I wear a robe and I see my reflection in the mirror, I'm like, ugh. Like, it's not... Robes are for women. Like, robes look good on women. Women, you look great in a robe. You look like you just came back from the spa or came out of a bubble bath with a red wine. Every time I see a guy in a robe, it just looks like he got done having some illegal sex. You know? Just, right? It can even be like a nice guy, but he's just wearing a robe and you're like, I don't care for that. And then he smiles, just... None of that, sir, please. That should just be for women. But yeah, I was wearing a robe, and enjoying myself. And then I'm like, well, I guess we gotta go to work now, you know. It's a good job to have. I don't know. It could be worse, you know. Could have another job. But this one, there's no, you just have to do it. And everyone's like, oh, there you are. And then at the end, that's why it doesn't, I don't like, it's not real. You know what I mean? Like I haven't had a day job like 9 years. So this is a fantasy. It's all, like I don't think comedians should be allowed to vote, is what I'm saying. Like, because we don't live a regular life. I slept until 11, I played pickleball, we had the wrong cheeseburger. And then I wore a robe, and then I'm like, guess I better get to work. I don't like, it's a fake life. It's not real. Very happy to have it, but it's not real. That's not a way to live. And I voted. They let me vote, you know? And it's fun, man. I was watching, the news is interesting again. I like that. I don't know if you've been keeping up with the cabinet picks. They've been coming out. Have the cabinet picks always been this entertaining? I've never paid attention to the cabinet picks, and now I'm like, who? For what? Oh my God. I feel like it should be a game show. I feel like they should reveal the cabinet picks like they showed the judges on The Voice, you know? Like just, like the chair spins around, you know? And up next, the Department of Education, Linda McMahon, and you're like, what? From the WWF? Are you serious? Oh, man. The head of the education department ran the World Wrestling Federation. That's just fun to say out loud. Like, as the sentence, you're like, yeah, that's where that should be. And I grew up a wrestling fan. I love wrestling. And I actually learned a lot from being a wrestling fan. Like, as a kid, I had a high vocabulary, and it wasn't because I read, because I didn't read, but I watched wrestling, and they used big words. Like, I knew what the word profusely meant, because they used it. They were like, he's bleeding profusely. And that's how I'm like, oh, I think that means a lot, you know? And then I remember there was a day in 4th grade where we did like a class vocab little quiz, and they're like, who knows what profusely means? I'm like, I think it means a lot. And they were like, whoa, they almost bumped me up like a reading level. Like, no one else knew what profusely meant. And I'm like, Jim Ross, let me know what profusely meant. That's all I loved, man. I loved to go to pro wrestling. My mom would take me, my little Hungarian mother. That's all I asked for. Christmas, birthdays, any special occasion. She's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I want to go see wrestling when it comes to town. And she would always take me. And we saw a lot of important moments. A lot of them you guys might not know about, but the one that really sticks in my head is 1998. She took me to the San Diego Sports Arena to watch a live taping of Monday Night Raw. And there was a wrestler at the time, his name was Val Venus. He played a porn star. So he was a porn star who went into the world of wrestling. Which actually that's kind of a natural transition if you really sit down and think about it. You're like, I could see how that could happen. Sure. But they did a storyline where he ended up sleeping with this Japanese guy's wife. This guy, Yamaguchi-san, had a wife, and Mr. Val Venus had a little dalliance with her. And so the night we were there, Yamaguchi-san and his goons grabbed Val Venus and they dragged him to the back. And they showed this on the big screen in the arena. And they tied him up and they pulled his pants down. So it was like butt cracks right in there. And Yamaguchi-san took out a giant samurai sword and he went, yeah! Like, right, just, yeah! And the screen went black. And I'm just sitting there with my Hungarian mother. And my mom's like, they cut the wiener? Like, she... That's the head of the Department of Education. Like that. It was amazing. Like, what a weird moment to share with my mother, you know? Like, and to think about, like, go all the way back. Like, we were born in Hungary, and then we came over, and then my mom worked 2 jobs. She worked at a retirement home serving the elderly, and then part of the money she got for serving the elderly, she used to buy tickets so her and her son could watch a live castration. Like, that might be the best commercial for capitalism there ever could be. Just a Hungarian mom and her 10-year-old son, like, did they cut the wiener? I'm like, yes, Mom, I think they did.